It's just going to start rolling for me. Okay, you schedule it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm learning how this works. I found out yesterday that your sound is still being recorded even though the meter's not bouncing. And today I found that even though you set it to start at 1:35, I guess once you hit go live, it's live. What were the things I had to do yesterday that I didn't get done? One thing I didn't get done was a thumbnail. When I started, when I did this video yesterday, I didn't have a thumbnail for it. So now I still don't have a thumbnail. But we did go out to get t-shirts.
Yes.
And get an economically viable dinner. We ended up spending $15 between the two of us instead of $15 each. So yeah, we got a much better deal instead of going to a steakhouse priced counter service restaurant.
Yeah.
That was bullshit. Uh so these are now and thens, which I'll do, every once in a while. Notice how I didn't reiterate it there? That's comedy. So today we're gonna go make shirts. So we have to go to the shirt acquiring store. We have to go buy blank t-shirts, and then we will take those back to the Hypercube satellite office and we'll make shirts. And then my parents are bringing the kid home, which means I still need to make a thumbnail for this, and then this is the end. This is the end of my weekend. My weekend is like Saturday evening through Sunday evening. That's pretty much it. So tonight I have to do prep for tomorrow's show.
Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
I'm working tomorrow,
Mhm.
and I'm off on Tuesday.
I forgot about that.
I
And
want
you
to
had
make
told me that.
yeah. I just want to reiterate.
Golly.
Yeah. So you need to get
I
it
got to
done.
get done tonight. So
Yeah.
I actually have to do tomorrow's show tonight for the most part and send out the notes and line up any clips that we're going to show. And then when you get back from work tomorrow, if Flux Rutenberg doesn't show up, then I have to go over how for you to like play the VTR setup.
Yeah.
So you're able to put the videos that we're talking about up on screen and crap like that.
Well, then you should call him.
I should. So that's the thing I'll do is I'm waiting on my dad to call me back. He's missed two calls for me over 30 minutes, which for him is not regular.
No, that's
No. So for him to miss two in a row over half an hour, I imagine something might be going on over there. But I did text him like right at 1, so he's probably putting the kid down. So maybe they're doing that. But yeah, I gotta see about that. So today we're making t-shirts, and then my computer work. Oh, what did I get distracted with yesterday? Minecraft.
Yeah.
I played for a little while,
But you start programming.
but yeah, I got in and I started setting up permissions and everything like that, and assigning user groups and crap. Because I'm getting to the point that I want to plug Bastard Bastion and let people, because it'll let 40 or 50 people onto the server now. It's like, dude, we never have more than 4 at any given one time. I think the most we ever had was when we started Hypercube Worldland, and we had Hazel and Cosmac and 80 and Scalpod and Trenchy and you and me. So that's like 7. And negative showed up. So that was 8. Because I actually saw Negative's temple the other day. But now Quasar's there. We haven't seen Zulf in a little while. I guess he got hypercubed out. We're not for everybody. But he seemed to be all right. He made me laugh. He was funny.
We'll see.
And that's pretty much it. But yeah, if I make these logs, they kind of stick in my head a little bit, and it gives me a chance to put public notes out there, like what I'm doing and what I'm working on. But I think tomorrow is going to be a Chris Chan episode. So I need to. Fid came in blind last week, and we have, we've got the formula that the show follows now. And I think he missed some of that. And we didn't really have a Subgenius of the Week last week because I didn't have somebody to just really dock down on because I needed time to look up where like Jeremy DeWitt is and where Chris Chan is and stuff like that, and do follow-ups on those. But then after that, it's finding other people to talk about. And I've gotten, some people have recommended like for interviews, and we're not really an interview show. If you're going to come on the show, which Rubik's Cube wants to come on the show, but we were holding out for them. I think they were making a music video. So hopefully I got them that footage because I took a lot of footage. I think I sent that over to them. But I'll check with Reverend Loch Ness and see when they want to do that, and probably just bring one, or I don't know, having all three of them on. They're fun. They're fun and they're funny. And I got to have a night in Pennsylvania with them. We had an Airbnb. Ferg rented out a house in some cottage village, and like we stayed up. I was just laughing. So I would like to have them on the show, but the show works by kind of letting the guest introduce themselves. And then is what we did with Mr. Lobo. It's like, well, we could sit here and talk to you about these things that you've talked about on a lot of other stuff, or we could see how good you are and throw stuff at you. And that's what we did. We opened the mailbag for him, and we had mail for him, and we had some stuff about his show, and then we got down to Proving Grounds where he did really well. So Mr. Lobo was a valuable asset to testing that. And like I think the last interview we ever did was with Wobbly. Yeah. That's probably gonna be the last interview. We had Mark Hostler, Tony Millionaire, and Wobbly. Three sizable personalities in my opinion. Maybe the entire world doesn't know about them, but they're people that are important to me. And I appreciate that they took that time. Yeah. Plus, we had the episode, the Division Bell special, which is horrible because you can't fucking hear anything because we were still learning how that was going. Our first, web call guest. Yeah. Like, she was on the phone.
Which actually sounded. I love that part. I'm sorry that the audio didn't record well.
Well, it's part of it. Fid Chuli told me at one point. I said, if I could just sit down with this keyboard, maybe I can get somewhere with it. He's like, it's 3 years, man. It's a minimum of 3 years before you know what you're doing. And I went from being able to run live shows, which took a couple years. That took 2 or 3 years to figure out how to run. And then I took that to the internet, and we went from plugging Radio Shack microphones into a sound card to developing an entire room dedicated to doing this. And that's been 4 years. So now we're producing a show. There's lights, there's microphones, there's cameras. There's editing software. There's the soundboard. There's notes. Yeah, there's Aster 6's cart list, so she knows which sound effects are where. Which
I still haven't pressed all of them, so I don't know what.
Well, yeah, we could set up another profile. We could set one up for you and for Fluxroot because those are his cues.
I don't care.
We can make them. We can make your own.
I just need a label.
It takes getting used to. It's all muscle memory because I'll be sitting at Discord at 3 a.m. with a bunch of chuckleheads, and my finger reaches over and taps 7 and nothing happens. If somebody says something funny, but there's no air horn sound at 3 a.m. because the app's not running. But
I know you need to just put that on.
Just keep it on all the time. But no, I have to use that. I use that for mathing. That's what happened the other day. I did leave it on, and then I went in to type in a value. Like I had to type in a color. I had to type in a color in HTML format, hex format, and I hit 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it went, and the volume was way up. I'm like, ah! So, it's like when you get into the habit of turning the radio down when you get out of the car.
Yeah. Yeah, you've blown me out a couple times.
I know. It's my
Turn
fault.
it down at the end. It's like putting up the windows before you leave.
There's no telling if anybody could even hear what you're saying because this mic's just aimed at me.
I don't care. I'm just
They
fucking
might.
talking to you.
You're talking to me.
I'm just telling you. I don't care if anybody else can hear me.
Yeah, but I do because I'm recording a show.
Well,
So I'm just yelling at somebody that doesn't exist. Maybe. They could probably hear you. I have to learn about all this stuff. I don't like it. In these. But this is easier. This is easier than Facebook, and they're stored and you're able to watch them. And once I said this, we said the same thing. All we have to do with the show is make it to 10 episodes. And if we can do that, we've beat 95% of other podcasts. And then if we can get to 50 episodes, then we're like, okay, well, then we have like a year of being established. And then if you can make it to 100 episodes, then I think you can just call yourself a podcaster. How many episodes have you done? Over 100. And tomorrow is 187. I think it's either 86 or 87. I forget what we did last week. Last week was the first year. So tomorrow I think is 187. So we're getting close to 200 episodes. So I want to figure out something to do for that. I'd love to bring Fid and Peas into town and just go over to Uncle Lou's or Grumpy's or something and just set up some phones. We can bring everything there. As long as it's recorded, it's fine. But I'd love to have the two of them here to do a show. So maybe that's something that we can do. We'll put another GoFundMe up, and that'll be for this year because I'm definitely not doing X Day. So yeah. All right. Well, I guess it's time to go buy T-shirts.
Yep.
So if you're watching this and you're like Martha Artha and didn't get notified until 17 hours later, make sure to subscribe to the channel and tune in Monday night for a new episode of Time for the Show. And tomorrow should be, if anything, we'll recap Jeremy and Chris Chan. There's at least enough to do that, but there's really also enough to do like another Chris Chan episode. I'd really like to have Flux Rutenberg back for that, so I will text him.
Yeah.
So subscribe to the channel, like and comment below. And I guess, so I found out what the bell does. The bell doesn't put anything on your main fucking screen. You have to go up to the bell on your main screen and see what's in the list. So I don't see how that helps anybody. But yeah, I guess if you want better notifications of when I'm going live and when the show's coming on, click the bell. That's how it works, which is bullshit. I don't blame you if you don't do it because in my opinion, it's just a waste of time. Then you click the end button twice.